Good morning, to wait. Good morning. Welcome to JP's morning brief. Hopefully, it's not brief for July 28th, 2026. All right, people. Just bear with me, please. I am tired of this. My appointment for my T-fiber is between 10 and 12. What else can go Whiskey, Romeo, Oscar, November, Gulf? I'm not going to say the word. This is unbelievable. I can't print now because my wireless printer won't connect wirelessly because it's cellular internet. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is crazy. Man, I tell you, okay, I got to make this work. After Covite for Life is on it right now. He tried to help me out through the chat yesterday. I should have called him after the podcast. I tried using a USB cable. Evidently, I can use a USB to copy images inside of it, right? But it won't allow you to do a USB to USB to print. And then I thought, oh, I use a Cat5 cable. No joy. You can hook an RJ11, but you can't use an RJ45. So I was able to print one document out last night, and yeah, okay, all right. So I'm going to be doing web-based podcast this morning. So I have my cell phone right here in front of me. I don't have my tablet. I haven't watched any Chad Prather or Vince because I'm not using any other internet in the house until my fiber comes back up. Okay? Because I'm dedicating everything I have to this thing till I make it work because I don't want to overload the system. All right. So bear with me and just be patient for this and for the JP8, which is coming on at 8 o'clock, unless something else goes Whiskey, Romeo, Oscar, November, Golf. You have to spell it out, okay? Just let you know, the president is meeting Vladimir Zelensky today. He's meeting Bibi Netanyahu today. And there was just a 7.1 magnitude earthquake in southern Japan. Those are the headlines, right? Okay. All right. So, welcome to the crippled morning brief. All right. Hey, if you want to follow my podcast, click on the bell and then scroll down and click follow, please. And then please give me a thumbs up like for the podcast today, okay? That would be awesome. That'd make me feel really good. And then you can jump in and chat with Covite for Life and myself and maybe Retired Rob in a few minutes, all right? All right. So let's make this happen. The armament shop. I could really use their services right now by shooting my pistol, not shooting my my computer or the modem, whichever comes first. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns backed by top-tier gunsmithing for repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text 254-560-2023. or visit www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. Armament Shop is your safety is our priority. All right. So let me get set up here. Iran update. I didn't have to print this part out. Iran can't afford to pay its soldiers. They're out of money. Even though they made $18 billion in oil sales, they still can't touch that money, so you can't pay their soldiers. You can't pay your soldiers most of the time. They leave. They probably leave everything because they need to provide for the families. They need to eat and stuff like that. All right. Israel plans to show the U.S. new intel that Iran is planning to use Pickaxe Mountain for nuclear purposes. Oil continues to fall. Iran and Oman agree on shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Mainly, it's an agreement on the center shipping route through the strait. Yemen's foreign minister says Houthis plan to seize the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb, which is the tiny little portion at the base of the Red Sea that ships use to go up the Red Sea to the Suez Canal. All right. Trump says U.S. has the upper hand. Iran won't get a nuclear weapon at all. Iran calls Zelensky a clown. I wouldn't exactly call him a clown, man. Bahrain is to hold joint military exercises with Gulf states. That would be Kuwait and Iraq and Bahrain, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. Pakistan condemns a drone attack on Saudi Arabia, and Iraq says it won't allow its territory to be used for strikes. That is a response to a drone that was taken down along the border of Jordan that was going toward toward Iraq, that was launched by proxies inside of Iraq. Okay. All right. So the Dow Jones yesterday closed at 52,210.08. That was up 262.83 points. As of a couple hours ago, Brent crude oil was at $85.75 a barrel. And West Texas Intermediate was trading at $80.70 a barrel. All right. That is your Iran update. In terms of announcements, we have today, we have Coryell County Republic. Well, let's strike that. Last night, we had an extremely good meeting at the West Side Conservative Coalition in Harker Heights. It was very good, very well attended. They had close to 40 people that was in attendance. 21 of them were members of the West Side. The other people were guests. That's how well attended that was, all right? Get involved, stay involved. That's why I put these announcements out. Next is on the 6th of August, there is Pints and Politics in Belton at the Dead Fish Grill. It's at 6 p.m. It is, I'll give you the address real quick, like 2207 Lake Road in Belton. Starts at 6 p.m. It's brought to you by Elephant and Room Strategies. I consider that one the best of all of the Pints and Politics, but it's at the it's at the Dead Fish Grill. Man, I'm losing it. I got too emphatic when it came to the morning monologue. August 11th. I don't have the placard out yet, but it's coming as soon as I get my internet back. Okay. I'm not going to do high graphic stuff on low speed internet. Uh, the Coppers Cove Conservative Club meets on the 11th of August at Giovanni's in Coppers Cove at 6 p.m. Next, we have on the 22nd of August, we have the Boots and Bling from the Corio County Republican Women. It's going to be at the Texas Station Event Center in Gatesville at 305 Old Fort Road in Gatesville, Texas. Texas Connection is going to be the band there. And as you can see in the top right-hand corner, Steve Munisteri is going to be the keynote speaker. If you want tickets, you see the QR code and you see the link, or you can go to my podcast description and the link is in there for CCRW. All right. So the next thing we got going on is on August 29th, Corio County Republican Party is sponsoring a fundraiser for Patriot Range Day at Holly Gun Range. It only costs $20, and you can fire as much as you want while you're there. All right. And we're going to have refreshments and stuff up there. The armament shop is bringing extra ammo, and he's bringing extra toys to fire with. All right. The next is our first announcement of the Corio County Republican Party Fish Fry. It is going to be on September 26th at the same place, the Texas Station Event Center in Gatesville. You can get your tickets in the lower left-hand corner, but I tried the QR code this morning. It did not want to work, so I got to get with Norm Mitchell about that QR code to get him to make sure there's nothing wrong with it. And then, as you can tell, the featured speakers is Texas Senator from Senate District 24, Pete Flores, and Dorinda Randall, the newly elected chair of the Republican Party of Texas, is going to speak also. A very dynamic lady. She knows what she's talking about, and she was just elected in June as our new party chair. All right, and that's at 6 p.m. also. Buy your tickets as soon as you can. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. What time is it? 6:44. Man. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about real quick, I actually got to print that one out. All right. So Biden's classified documents. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, be ready, because loose lips can sink ships. Seriously. Because this guy was a stumbling fool, and he should have been 25th Amendmented out of office. Seriously. All right. I haven't got to listen to the interview because it's 2 hours and 15 minutes long. But I'm telling you, if there was anyone that's ever needed a purpose to be ran out of office because they were mentally incompetent, this man is. All right. And y'all probably all believe me anyway from his ghost handshakes and talking to people and stuff. Anybody that talks to a rabbit, oh, that was a stuffed animal. Never mind. All right, check this out. Remember, 25th Amendment. Former President Joe Biden's recordings from interviews with his memoir, Ghostwriter, obtained during the special counsel Robert Hur's classified documents investigation, have been released to the public. After a months-long fight from Biden's attorneys to block the release of the tape, they abandoned their lawsuit, calling for a dismissal Friday in which a judge accepted Monday. The plaintiff, Mike Howell, formerly with the conservative think tank Heritage Foundation, and now at Oversight Project, I don't know who they are, has fought for more than 2 years to obtain the materials through a FOIA Act, that's Freedom of Information Act, arguing the public has an interest in reviewing the recordings and transcripts on which Hur based his decision. The Oversight Project published hours of recordings from Biden's 2016 to 2017 conversations with his "Promise Me, Dad" ghostwriter Mark Zoneter, in which the former vice president frequently pauses, speaks haltily, and struggles to recall events, reinforcing special counsel's Robert Hur's characterization in his report. Quote, Joe Biden didn't want these tapes released to come out, but now they have. After 2 years of painful delay, there is no joy in Bidenville today. Robert Hur's and Merrick Garland's decision to give Biden a free pass for keeping and disclosing classified information must now be re-examined from top to bottom. That's Oversight Vice President of Litigation Jeff Clark exclusively told Fox News. The House Judiciary Committee announced there were 2 hours and 45 minutes of recordings released. Hur investigated President Biden's handling of classified documents dating from his time as vice president in the Obama administration and as U.S. Senator from Delaware. Remember, only presidents can declassify information, all right? He declined to pursue criminal charges because he concluded prosecutors could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Biden willfully retained and disclosed the material. But wait, there's more. In his report, Hur wrote that Biden's conversation was painfully slow, and he doesn't even have a southern accent like I do, and said Biden was struggling to remember events and straining to at times to read and relay his own notebook entries. Mr. Biden's memory was significantly limited both during his recorded interviews with the ghostwriter in 2017 and in his interview with our office in 2023. That was when he was president. He also said, in shocking reasoning for his lack of prosecution, that Biden would appear to a jury as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. As a president, rather than an intentional violator of classified documents laws. The interviews recordings show instances where Biden takes long pauses, forgets names, and can't recall specific days. Biden warned Zoneter while discussing a 2014 situational room meeting, some of this may be classified, so be careful. And added, I'm not sure it isn't marked classified, but ... Okay, that's where it says here. In one instance, on April 24th, 2017, Biden struggled to recall 2 economic advisors. Says, I'll think of his names, said Biden, and then I should write the names down because I keep forgetting them, unquote. A long pause follows before Zoneter says Alan Kruger's name. This man was president of the United States when this stuff happened in 2023. Why was he able, well, I don't know what was worse, a degraded a degraded Joe Biden and a President Kamala Harris. I don't know. He could have got us all killed. That's all I know. Wow. And the fact that he gave classified information to an unauthorized, not read on individual from a meeting that was disclosed in this from the situational room. I would have been crucified against a wall if I ever did something like that. Wow. All right. We're running out of time. Okay. So I'm going to go to Just the News. Hopefully we can get some of this to work. First one is Speaker Johnson credits. Okay. So I got to go find Speaker Johnson. Here it is. Wow, this might work a little bit. Maybe. There we go. Some sectors of Louisiana's economy face challenges because of the Trump's administration's tariff policies, but Speaker Johnson said he believes the overall impact was positive because it corrected what he describes as trade disabilities. The administration turned to Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1794 for authority to impose new tariffs, according to a White House memorandum. The Supreme Court had ruled earlier this year that the president could not impose the tariffs under international emergency economic powers. This month, the administration announced tariffs on imports of 60 economies. Now, he used a different thing, okay? I think the trade disparity is a big priority for the president when he came into office and took over. And then it said this is mainly about Louisiana. Okay, I'm going to go back. There's better. Congressional committee issues subpoenas. Okay, that'd be this one right here. Okay, this is for 3 nonprofit-linked communistic type people. Okay, and then it goes to Mr. Singham. Okay, if you did not know who he was. House Ways and Committee Chairman Jason Smith has issued subpoenas to 3 tax-exempt organizations tied to socialist megadonor Neville Roy Singham, an American multimillionaire living in Shanghai with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. The subpoenas have been served and spoken for Smith's office, for Just the News, Tricontinental, and the People's Forum, all 3 of which are well funded, at least in part by Singham. The most subpoenas came nearly a year of the committee's attempts to get answers from the 3 nonprofit organizations regarding foreign influence in U.S. Nonprofits. For months, Ways and Means Committee, it's better to read like this, Ways and Means Committee has been investigating how Chinese Communist Party has been taking advantage of our country's laws to tax-exempt sector to sow chaos and division in the United States, Smith said in a statement. Public reporting has traced hundreds of millions of dollars from Neville Roy Singham, tech mogul living in Shanghai, that was funneled through a web of shell companies and donor-advised funds that revealed the true source of the money before it reached these organizations. The subpoenas would request documents showing whether the organizations have received or transmitted funds connected to foreign nationals or foreign entities, contracts between nationals or entities, documents and communications between employees and Singham or foreign nationals about the organizations. 3 nonprofits connected with Mr. Singham: Breakthrough News, Tricontinental, and the People's Forum have stonewalled the Ways and Means Committee That ends now, Jason Smith said. These subpoenas will compel the production of documents that have withheld for months and help expose how America's tax laws and charitable sector have been exploited to advance the Chinese Communist Party's influence outside in operations inside the United States. The American people deserve to know whether the Communist Party has exploited America's tax-exempt sector to advance its agenda. These subpoenas will allow the Ways and Means Committee to identify the networks that exploit our laws and our tax laws and further expose the urgent need for legislation to close those loopholes. Just the News reached out to each nonprofit that reportedly received the subpoenas, but none responded prior to press time. All right? That is the type of stuff that we're dealing with, right? A couple other, it's already time to sign off. We got 3 minutes left. The next one I was planning to read about was President Trump in Michigan yesterday. And then President Trump is asking the Supreme Court to rule on mail-in ballots through his executive order. And then John Thune says the Save America Act will not make it through and prevent the recess from happening. He needs to be replaced. I can tell you right now, whether it's now or it's at the end of November after midterms, he will not be the leader of the Republican Party in the Senate. He will not be. He will be voted out. All right. Also, on Fox News, I was going to read about President in New York Times, a deal about Kash Patel in global scams. There were 3 teen suspects in the shootings in Seattle. It was gang related. Okay, that's where a 2-year-old kid was shot. Right. Treasury sanctions were imposed on more Iranian companies, and a New Jersey governor knew about the voter rolls before it was announced last Thursday. All right. What are we doing on time? It's 6:59. Remember, I'm not doing any until I get my internet up again. I'm not doing no raids or anything. So feel free to go ahead and take off and go to events if you want. And then New York Post, Melania and Barron Trump were threatened by the Iranians. And Jay Clayton's vote can come like his vote for confirmation to the DNI is imminent. All right. So that is your morning brief for July 28th that I actually stayed on air. We got one more attempt at 8 a.m. Central with JP8 report. Please tune in. I would really appreciate it. Okay. Thank y'all very much for this morning. And this is James Pierce. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm out.